David Wygant here, 10-minute daily reality check. Tuesday, June the 27th. June is almost over. We are in summer. You know, it's interesting. In my life, I tend to run into some really interesting people. Throughout my life, I've always been interviewed by lots of media sources. I've been on tons of television shows and radio shows. And I never really thought to interview the interviewee or the interviewer, actually. So I am now the interviewer, and the interviewee is actually the interviewer is actually now the interviewee. If you could just follow my logic right here. So I got interviewed last night by Anelia. Did I pronounce it right?
Anelia, no, it's Anelia.
Anelia from Bulgaria. Okay, you see that's how I do it. Anelia from Bulgaria, from AMICA magazine. It's a big magazine. It's a fashion magazine, and it's fantastic. You can pick it up in places like Grand Central in New York and other high-end magazine stores. And I did an interview last week that was really fascinating and interesting, and I thought at the end of it, it's like, this woman gets to talk to some really interesting people besides myself. And I was curious what she learned from all the people she interviewed. Because if you think about it, you have all these people out there, that are newscasters and magazine and article writers, and they get to interview fascinating people. And I'm thinking, if you get to interview all these fascinating people, you must probably get to change your reality a little bit, because you get to learn from other people and literally get life lessons from other people. Because I know if I was I do for the podcast, but if I was interviewing people as a writer nonstop, I would pick all the greatest people in the world to interview, because I would learn all about who they are and what they're about and how their life impacted and what changes came about, when they did certain things. And I would definitely put it towards my life. So I decided today on the reality check to interview the interviewer. So tell me, of all the people you interviewed, what was the biggest lesson you learned from, the people you interviewed? What were some of the things that really changed your perspective and made you really think about life in a different way? And all of you, please, the sound is traveling all the way on Skype from Bulgaria, so listen up carefully, okay? It's like technology still isn't 110%, and Bulgaria from Los Angeles is really, 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 really far. You can put it on the map. So tell me, what have you learned from interviewing all these people? What are some of your life lessons that have come up and some aha moments that you've had?
David, you are absolutely correct that meeting and interviewing different people is like a real university of life. And almost everyone from people I've met through my experience has changed me a little bit. So I will tell you about a woman who gave me another perspective towards creativity. I mean, creativity as ability to come up with an idea how to survive, how to tackle with a very hard situation when life is pushing you very hard to the wall. And the name of this woman is Katya. She's in her and she has a very successful textile business with branches in all over the world. But when she started her business, she was very young, with 2 kids, single mother, and with her own mother was dying, and she had to take care of her. And she has no money. So she decided to start a business with upholstery, and I'm saying right, upholstery?
Upholstery, yep. Covering fabric, covering chairs, yeah.
Yes, it's furniture. And I was very amazed by her story about her first client. She said that it was the day before Christmas. She was with her two kids at home, no money, no food for the Christmas. Desperate situation, and suddenly the phone rang, and it was a client, the first client, and she ordered a door. She wanted a coaster for his door. It was very fashionable at that time to have this kind of door. So she she took her kids. It was winter, very cold. The weather was awful. The traffic was awful. But she took her kids, and managed to find the materials, the pins, the nails, and anything what was what she needed to do this job. This was her first job, and she made it perfectly. Nevertheless, the circumstances, and she earned her first. It was $60 in US money, and she told me that she felt like she has 60 millions in her pocket. And she gave me this lesson that you have to be very creative, not to be hopeless when the situation is very hard. You have to find a way to go over it, to find a decision, not to lose your hope. And so she made it. She's on the top now.
Yeah.
Did you hear me? I'm not sure about the connection.
No, your connection got better and better as the story went on, and that's what's most important, because that story to me is about human perseverance, faith, trusting. You know, it's so beautiful to hear that, and hopefully everybody heard all that, because to me the part that really got to me was that $60 was like having $60 million in the bank. And I think so many people out there they don't take risks. They don't believe in themselves. They don't persevere. You know, they give up. They make all the excuses not to do things. You know, they look at their situation, and here you have a single mother, and then especially to me, being a single mother. I mean, there's so many single mothers that are constantly making excuses and still trying to get handouts from their ex-husbands, you know, still trying to play the victim of, you know, the victim of their life. You know, oh, I just can't make it, you know, New York is too expensive, Bulgaria is too expensive, I can't make it here at all. You know, that's a victim mentality. And, you know, a lot of people will choose victim mentality over other mentality because they just don't really do the work, and they don't believe in themselves at all, and they're holding on to a story and a vision. And here this beautiful woman just said, you know what? I have no choice but to create something that's amazing, not only for the sake of herself, but the sake of her children as well. And I love that, because all you need, and there's an old cliche in this country, all you need is $1 and a dream, right? And this woman impacted you because it showed you, which I love, it showed you that you can do and be anything you want as long as you believe in yourself and as long as you show appreciation and gratitude. And that was the biggest thing. Instead of her going into victim mentality with the $60 and going, shit, it's only $60, she told the universe it feels like $60 million, which the universe then literally looked at her and gave her a big universal hug, or God, whatever you want to call it, and gave her this huge hug and said, you show appreciation and gratitude, so we're going to give you more money and we're going to give you more customers, because the people that are always trying to get by and hustle other people, they wonder why the universe doesn't give them the job that they desire, the career that they desire, because they are not in appreciation of every little nickel and every experience that comes in. So that was beautiful. That was a great share. I love it. I love it. So she was a big inspiration for you in your life, and I think that's amazing.
Yes, yes, you are again absolutely right. She said, "You never be hopeless. You could be angry. You could be."
Wait, pull your however you had your phone before was perfect. It got a little muffled again, and I don't want people to miss.
Now.
Yeah, better. Okay, go back to what you were saying.
Okay. Yes, you are again absolutely correct. She told me, never be hopeless. You could be angry, you could be nervous, you could be sad, you could be pissed off, but never be hopeless, because it's always helps you. You always find the way out of this situation.
That was beautiful. That was so true. Never be hopeless. You'll always find the way out of a situation. I think that really is the perfect interview today for the reality check on the end of June 2017. Because you know what? All you do have is dreams. So I have a challenge for everybody today. Write down your dreams and ask yourself why you're not achieving them. Ask yourself why you're not trying. Forget the word trying. Why you're not doing your dreams. Because all you have is the dream. If your life ended right now, you would die with your dreams inside. Not to sound gruesome, not to sound so macabre, but that's reality. That is your reality. If you die with your dreams inside, you're never going to ever live your dreams. And the story that was shared today was beautiful, because there are so many stories like that. And those are the stories that inspire. Nobody wants to hear your failure story. Nobody wants to hear your victim story anymore. Nobody wants to hear why you can't do things. Nobody wants to hear your excuses anymore. Be inspired today. Write down what you want to do and start doing it minute by minute, second by second. And don't look at the money that comes in. You need to get the forward momentum and the progress going in your life. Anyway, check out AMICA magazine. It's fantastic. They have wonderful articles about people who inspire and love. I want to thank you for sharing your reality today. Any final thoughts you have before we leave everybody?
Well, thank you too, David. For me, it was a great pleasure to talk to you. I think that's it for me.
All right, perfect. Everybody, join me tomorrow on Wednesday. And the 10-minute daily reality check is out. Self-help, radical self-help that doesn't suck. Spread the word. Literally share this on iTunes, rank the podcast, and do all the things you need to do, and make it an inspirational, filled, amazing, powerful day.